Well, welcome to another fishing adventure, folks. There's a couple things going on here today which I'm going to explain to you while I get my equipment set up and get baited up. There's really two main objectives for today, and the brief overview is, first one is this place. This was flooded with sewage almost exactly 2 years ago to the day here, so I'm here to fish it again. I fished it 1 year ago, and now I'm fishing it 2 years in after the flood. See what kind of fish are still living here. I'll tell you right off the bat, the water quality does not look good. It's nowhere near what it used to be. The second objective is to test out some of these new inline underwater cameras that I have. They're already rigged up and ready to go. I'll show you those in more detail in just a minute. First things first, not fishing until you put baits in the water, so let's get that out of the way. I'm going to grab a little bit of this lake water here for hand washing purposes. Yeah, not great. Looks like a normal Iowa lake. Carp and catfish are going to be the targets today. Vanilla flavored tiger nuts from Tom's Baits. What flavor is best? There is no best flavor. They all work. Carp like it all. Just pick a flavor that you like to smell. Pack bait I'm using today is my usual mix of old-fashioned oats, sweet feed, a can of corn, and there's a can of chili beans in there too. And that's it. And I'm just packing that bait around this 3-ounce feeder sinker here. So this is the rig. There's those two tiger nuts on the hair down at the hook end here. There's a ball of pack bait above that, and then about 6-8 inches above that is that camera. Let me lay it down on the mat here. Lay it down on the mat here to give you a better idea of what the setup is. There's the hook bait, pack bait. Here's the camera. This is a different brand that I've never tried before. This is new to me. It's called ShineCam SC100, and I've used inline cameras in the past with pretty good success. These are quite a bit different. They're a lot smaller than the other cameras that I've used in the past. Probably about half the size, and definitely a lot smaller diameter and lighter. This part right here I added. This is a piece of foam that is taped on here. I did some testing in a tank at home before I came out here, and I found it needed some flotation for bottom fishing. It needed some flotation on the top here. There's a weight on the bottom here, but it needs some buoyancy on the top to even it out so that it sits properly and points down at the bait while it's on the bottom there. To turn it on, I just take the end off the cap here, just turn it, and it just lifts right off. Inside there, it's real simple. I love this simple interface. There's just one button. That's the on-off button right there, and then the plug there for your USB-C cord. Transfer your files that you've recorded. That same port is where you charge it. But to turn it on, all you do is just hold the button for like 2 or 3 seconds. Boom, green light is on, and it starts recording automatically. Just gonna put the cap back on. It's got an O-ring on there. It keeps water out. Press that cap, give it a quarter turn. That's it. I did put a sinker stop on the line right here up above the camera to keep the camera from sliding up the line when I'm fighting a fish. I want it to stay down here close to the hook and get footage of that fighting fish. So that's the rig. Let's see how it works. And of course, I'll put the link to the camera down in the description if you want to check it out. There might be a discount code in there too. We'll see. But I got 2 of these cameras, one on this rod, and one I'll do a second one. And the third rod will have no camera. Let's give it a cast. All right, that looked pretty good. Sinking. All right, just hit the bottom. I didn't cast it very far out, and I paid attention to how it looked before it hit the water. It didn't look tangled. I'm just going to tighten up the line and get it settled here. Hopefully the camera is pointing at the bait. I can't see what's going on down there, so we'll just have to wait and see what kind of results we get. These inline cameras are pretty fun when they work good. Pretty fun to see what's going on down there. And off we go. I try to keep the line tight as it's sinking to the bottom so it just stays, you know, there we go, boom, just hit the bottom. Yeah, I try to keep the line tight as because it sinks, just like I always do, whether there's a camera there or not. Just keep things straight and not get coiled around each other and stuff. So like I said earlier, this lake was flooded with raw sewage almost exactly 2 years ago to the day, and I was really hoping that the clarity would have come back even better than it is. It looks like a normal Iowa lake, which is kind of dirty, pretty brown looking. Historically, there have been lots of small catfish and carp in this pond prior to the flood, and my fishing last year here at this same spot produced a bunch of small catfish and one small carp, so they're still in here for sure. Good chance there's probably some little catfish chomping away at that pack bait right now. Hopefully one of them will get hooked and we can get some footage of that. So a few minutes after this bait went in the water, it just got swarmed with dozens and dozens of these tiny little carp. These carp are probably between 6 and 10 inches long. They're probably last year's fry, which means they're probably less than a year old, or almost a year old. And at this point in their life, I don't think they're really set up to eat things like this bait that I'm throwing out there. I think at this age, they eat a lot of zooplankton and insects and insect larvae and little tiny things much smaller than these pieces of oats, and certainly smaller than a tiger nut. I don't think these little fish would be able to crunch up a tiger nut. Well, it's been 30 minutes, all quiet here. I'm gonna reel it in and check on it. Make sure it's not tangled. Replenish the bait. No idea if it captured anything. According to the book, the camera's got about a 1 hour battery life, so should be about halfway down. Obviously that probably depends on water temperature a lot, but I think the water temperature is around 70 right now. The carp are likely in spawning mode, but there's tons of catfish in here which shouldn't be spawning yet. So, and I know there's a bunch of turtles too. I'm gonna cast this back out, see what else we can get. Probably about 5-6 feet of water there. Should be some sunlight getting to the bottom, at least a little bit. Drag pull on the camera rod. What happened? I don't think I have anything. Maybe I do have something. Yes, I do have something. It's a tiny fish, whatever it is. Thought I had nothing. Oh, it's a little, it's a bait-sized carp. Wow. First carp on the camera rod. Wow. This is getting close to aquarium size here. I mean, if I hold him up close to me, look how tiny this fish is. 8-9 inches long would be my guess. Just the this is a flathead bait right here. Cool, got him on the camera rod. Hopefully the camera picked up something. The water wasn't too dirty. I'm gonna hurry up and get this rebaited and back out there before the battery dies. All right, off you go, back in your sewage water. So for the rest of the time that I was here, it was pretty much more of the same. Lots and lots of these really small carp, not big enough to even eat my bait. And of course the occasional catfish and bluegill made an appearance and took a bite, but overall I didn't hook any more fish on this session. So 2 years after the sewage flood and the water quality is just nowhere near what it used to be. I'm gonna come back in a year. I'm gonna keep coming back here every year and see how it improves, if it does. But for now, I'm gonna head over to a different lake that has some better water clarity, I'm pretty sure. That's gonna be a different day though. I gotta charge these cameras first. Stay tuned. we go. First real bite. Yeah. Fish on. It's been almost an hour. This feels like a carp. What's the camera showing? Is it a carp? Or is it a turtle? Oh, it is a carp. Yes, it is. Oh, he just got off right there. Just got off right there. It was a little bitty carp. I'm sure I got him on video. Yes. I actually like that easy release there. No touch release. I'm here at this little city pond because of the clean water. And I haven't done much fishing here. I've been here maybe 2 or 3 times ever. Not a lot of experience here. Don't really have a super good idea what's in here. I know there's a bunch of little carp because I've caught a bunch of them. But other than that, not sure. Being a city park pond, I expect there's all sorts of exotic things in here. Goldfish and koi maybe. People let their pet turtles go in here probably. I don't know, there's probably all sorts of weird stuff in here along with all the garbage. But despite all the trash, the reason why this water is so clean is just because this gravel pit just happens to be situated in a way that the different roads and drainages that they've built around here just direct when it rains, the agricultural runoff goes around this place and goes into the creeks and rivers. And so this doesn't get the agricultural runoff and doesn't have the typical brown Iowa water that dominates the landscape. Alright, we've got a runner. This is the non-camera rod. Well, he's right here. I can't see him because it drops off so fast here. It's gravel, steep edge in this gravel pit. It's like, I don't know how deep it is out there, but I can't see the bottom. Oh, this is a pretty decent fish, actually. This is not one of those tiny ones. Yes, in the net. Ooh, that's a nice one. You know, if you asked me before I started today, I would not expect that there are fish of this size in this pond. This is the biggest fish I've ever caught out of this pond. Again, my experience here is pretty limited, but this is a nice fish. 7, 8, 9 pounds, maybe even 10. Nice long fish. I wish it would have been on the camera rod, but oh well. Cool. This fish is a little bit rough here on the gill plates. I don't know if it's I'm thinking it might be finishing up spawn instead of getting started. It's June 7th today, so they should be near the tail end of the spawn. Back in the water. Let me use this tire to step on here. Off you go. Thanks. Fish on. It's only been 5 minutes since I caught that larger fish. There we go. Cute little fish. It's got that same long, slender body as that bigger fish. I would not be surprised if this is an offspring of that bigger fish from last year. It looks identical, it's just a miniature version of that one I caught. Hold it close to me here. See how small it really is. 13, 14 inch carp. Pretty cool though. Something I kind of like these little ones too. Not as much as the big ones, of course, but they're unique in their own way. All right, off you go. See ya. These cameras can get approximately 1 hour of continuous recording time on a charge, but it's been a little bit over an hour. I don't know if this one is still recording or not, but I'm just going to put it back out there. Oh yeah, I think there's a fish on here. Yep. Another one on the camera rod. I kind of doubt that the camera is still running. It's been about an hour and a half now. Oh, of course, it's catfish. Wouldn't be a fishing trip without a catfish or two. Yeah, off you go. My other line's going off. Sometimes people suggest that I should go after these fish with like a fly, you know, fly rod, or under a float waggler. The thing is, here in the United States, there's about a dozen other types of species of fish that would gobble up a piece of corn, or a piece of spam, or a piece of meat, or anything that a carp would eat. A bluegill would also eat under a bobber, and the bluegill would definitely get to it first. There's a dozen different types of species that would eat that before a carp had a chance to get at it. So I like to fish on the bottom for carp. Well, I hope you enjoyed that glimpse into the underwater world. I had a lot of fun. These, as I mentioned, the link to these little cameras is in the description, and if I can get a discount code, oh, there's a fish. Yep. Yeah, as I was saying, link to the cameras in the description. If I can get a discount code for you, I'll put that down there too. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.